Nice, I could manage to make it work in Steam. And that is good. Yes, okay. Okay, I see already some players already watching us. That's good. I will read chat room as well. Nice to meet you here. Let me check it. I will just say hello, and our users from Discord also will see some kind of message from Restream. I use Restream to share stream on different platforms, on Steam, YouTube, and Facebook. So, oh, here is the music. So, just wanna talk with you guys and share some news about the project and how we're moving forward and so on. And then we will continue with the main subject of today's stream. We will talk about Abakan. It's AN-94. Why we will talk about this gun? I think it has some kind of similar mechanics. If compared with HK-G11, yes, it sounds very strange. But I will tell you guys my thoughts and what is the main idea. For sure, completely different mechanisms, but let's talk about later. So the news about project. I've shared some news about HK, and we have operation mode ready for release. The only thing I think about adding here Picatinny rail to mount some kind of red dot here. Maybe this model we plan for World of Shooting, because on the third tier of the machine guns we have only two machine guns. This is the tier with the belt fit and with low power cartridges like 5.56. You may check it in World of Shooting. So we have only two weapons there, and we extremely need one more for the balance. So it, of course, it will be with the Picatinny rail, and I think it will be interesting in World of Guns as well. So we have here everything corrected. Because when I made animation of disassembly, I made a lot of, not a lot, but some kind of mistakes, and I should fix it. Surprised one more time, because when you create a 3D model, everything looks good, and it looks like on a picture. When you start animating, you meet a lot of questions. Let me tell you that sometimes the questions are very strange. So you just see that it can function like this, and you check another references, another point of views, another angles, and see, yes, oh my god, this is the mistake, we should remake it, and so on. I will add also some, for texturing, some surfaces to make texture of welding, because this gun has a lot of welding points, and it will look very good with it. So about operation mode, it's okay, and I've announced maybe several days ago, maybe 3-4 days ago, about disassembly. It's completed, it's finished. I only think we need, you may check the video I've shared on Steam community. The only thing, we need to add some sounds and arrows as we do it on every model. Here it is. I try to make it, it's not so easy, but I try to make it as we usually make for the latest models, to set up all parts on the ground, except the very large and so on. So you see it looks like this. 241 part, and maybe 99% of all parts disassembled. We didn't took apart the magazine. Still not a lot of references about the magazine, so you see it's as a one part. Also here, maybe I didn't disassemble this one. Some kind of pin, but it's not so clear about it. I just wanted to tell that references about this weapon are in very limited, so just wanted to tell that it was very difficult to make it. We used some pictures from the books, we used some pictures shared on the internet, and some videos, but it was not enough to make clear and to be sure in everything works correctly. But we tried to make it as best as it possible, because really it was very difficult. So you see how it looks. I think it will be updated next week with arrows and sounds, and in such way we just will wait for Picatinny rail and texturing. Also, we have upgrade on this model, Saint-Étienne machine gun, and it will be released for early access very soon. I don't know, maybe today, maybe on Monday it will be released, because it's ready with disassembly and operation. It will be the first iteration, because it will require completely revising and fixing some small issues. Overall it will work. So we are moving forward with the models, and I think next model we will take in production for release. It will be the Grand Power. I understand you're expecting some models we have scheduled here in production list. By the way, I already rescheduled here, and you may see it, but you see, for the 3D artists who make integration, who create animation, it's very difficult to make difficult and complex models in a row, because you just burn out with them. And sometimes we mixed pistols, which are much more easy to make, pistols with machine guns and assault rifles and so on. So it looks like this. Hello guys, hello. Nice to meet you, thank you for coming, and I will check from time to time, I will check the comments. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask. Okay, we already have passed our time which I scheduled for starting the stream, and I think already told you that about HK. I already told you about Saint-Étienne and a future candidate for releasing the Grand Power pistol. So let me go and check our model on AN-94. I hope everything is okay with sound, and guys, if you have, if there are any issues with technical part, just let me know. If the music is too loud, or my voice is too loud, or something wrong with the stream, just write me in chat room. I will try to fix it. So let's go. What about AN-94 and why I choose it? You may check in the history streams that I tried to explain HKG11. That one of the most complex model we created ever. I don't know why, but really very complex and unique with its internal mechanism. So what is the same? What is the same, and why I choose this? The AN-94 is not usual assault rifle. It's unique with its burst mode as well as HKG-11. And also recoil works different if compared to regular AK or M16 systems. The matter is that this model also has a rail mechanism as it has HKG-11. What does it mean? That means that after shot, you don't, the shooter, the operator, does not feel impact of the shot, because the most of the power goes to the bullet and to the rail system. I will show you how it works. So after the shot, it's now the single fire, so semi-automatic. So we press trigger, and you see that, okay, let's go to cutaway. You see that the bullet goes forward and something goes backward. And oh my god, let me explain it. I hope I make a pointer large size, and you can clearly see what I'm selecting, what I'm showing. So what going back? Bullet goes forward and something goes back, you see? First of all, it's a bolt carrier, as we usually see on other systems. And here is the receiver inside, and it goes back. And only when it goes completely back, here on this position, the operator of the gun receives all force from the recoil. This is the same as HKG-11 has. It uses also some kind of rail system. You may notice when explores this gun that something wrong with the magazine. Why it's installed with an angle? Something, maybe it's broken or something like this. No, it's planned like this, so it's okay. It's not broken. The matter is that we have this receiver moving, okay, on rails, and we need a mechanism which will return it. And here you may find this mechanism with the spring, and it works like this. So spring compresses now. Now, I think I'm wrong about return mechanism. All mechanisms should be. Let me check. Ah, yes, it returns like this. Yeah, that's true. After the shot, the bolt carrier goes with the bolt, and we will go through the whole mechanism in a while. And it compresses the spring, and then it works like a return mechanism for everything. So this one goes back and this one goes forward, and so it works like this. So I'm correctly explained. Okay, let's check in a line. I already told you that I usually do it when starting to learn new weapons to working on. I'm just going through the whole process in a line. It was very difficult with HK-G11 because it has a rotation mechanism, and during rotation a lot of parts work together. Here it will be a little bit easier. So right hand shooting, okay, just checking the question. I don't know, is it okay to use it for left-hand shooters, but we can't change the angle of inserting angle of the magazine. It can't be so. So we just have to use this rifle, assault rifle, as is. It's not modern, and it's not mass production. I don't remember, it was not on service in any armies, so in Soviet Union or in Russia, so I'm not sure about it, but I don't think it was ever designed for left-hand peoples. So, okay, let's start and go through the whole process. We press the trigger, here it is. Let's press it. The trigger is pivoted here on a pin. The nose of the trigger forces on this trigger plate. A trigger plate is also pivoted on another pin, you see here. So it goes down. And it's very difficult to see, but I will try to explain. Here we have a... Okay, my pointer is just... It just hides, and I can check exact name parts, so it's not so good. But okay, it's like some kind of a sear. I think it's sear, yeah. And this here, it holds a hammer. It's pretty massive, and I will explain my thoughts about why it's so massive. So when we release the sear, when we rotate it, the hammer will go forward under the tension of the spring and will hit, and it will hit a firing pin here. So it's nothing difficult in whole mechanism. So we press the trigger rotates the plate will work here. You will see that the plate connected with this, it's this connector also. We'll understand why. So it looks like this. So we press it, and in such a way we rotate the sear, and sear disengages from this notch, and hammer will go forward soon. So it happens. You see the hammer goes forward. It strikes the firing pin strikes the cartridge. So we have an explosion here, bullet goes forward, recoil starts recoiling, start working. It's very interesting here, and you see that the system goes back, but we have still locked here the barrel. Maybe it's better to show like this. The barrel with the bolt still is locked, and pressure is the same. We do not have any emergency pressure drop. Only when the gases start forcing on the gas piston, and it's called here bolt support, but it looks like a usual bolt carrier. Okay, so it goes back and start unlocking. I think we have to check yes, there we have some kind of locking locks on. Let's check it. By the way, we have time. I'm not in a hurry. And here, where they are. Okay, you see that on the receiver, which is moving, we have one lock here. And one lock here. 1, 2. So we have 2 locks for locking. Let me play back a little bit. This one is not exact. I don't think it's lock. And this is the surface for unlocking. So we have 2 locks for locking this one and this 2. So when the gases goes forward and pushes the piston, by the way, it will be a long stroke piston because the piston is connected with the bolt carrier. Short stroke piston, when it's not connected, it can be also long visually, but it should be disconnected, should just push the bolt carrier. Okay, so it goes back, it's unlocking now, and when it's unlocked completely, the bolt carrier moves now separately from the receiver. It's very interesting to check the feeding mechanism. And it works also, now we should do it because it works just now. So when the system goes back, receiver goes back, then the bolt carrier goes back. And when the bolt carrier goes back, inside the receiver we have this cord. And here this cord connected to the bolt carrier itself. So when it goes back, this part, it's a feeder, I think, or a pusher. Okay, it's a pusher. But it's like a feeder, I don't know why it's called here, like this. This device just pushing the cartridge to the barrel, next cartridge. And we have here the system of spring-loaded lever and feeder. Okay, it's a pusher and feeder because it will feed it. But you see, overall, pretty difficult system, and it works like this. The feeder goes, it's spring-loaded also. I think, yes, there is some kind of angled surface here to make it possible not to stuck anywhere. And works like this, you see what happens. So it's some kind of lift. And we should admit that everything it happens while the receiver goes back. It still goes back. It's very important thing, and we will talk about it in a burst mode. So okay, we have the bullet cartridge in the barrel, and it still goes back, and now everything goes forward because. First of all, we have here is recoil mechanism and it's absorber spring. Okay, we have this spring and we have this also. Now this doesn't work. It's my mistake. Yes, I'm sorry. Apologize for this. So this is the return spring of the whole mechanism, and this is the return spring only for this mechanism. Okay. What is interesting, we should check to finish the semi-auto, the disconnector And how it works? So to not make possible to the hammer hit the firing pin, we should catch it. And this process called disconnector. Disconnecting, and let's rewind a little bit and check. We will check how it travels here, and let me do this. So it goes and unlock the hammer. Hammer does its work, its job. Then what's interesting here, when the receiver goes back, this part also, the seer, goes back because it sits on the receiver. And you see there is some kind of shelf here which forces the seer down, and it has limited surface, and we have, while traveling, you see, while traveling it's just disconnect from the surface, and now in the back position of the receiver, under the tension of this spring, the seer will go up, and it will be ready to meet the surface here to catch the hammer. That's all. So nothing difficult with the disconnecting. That's it. So even we will remain the trigger pressed, it will not fire anymore. So we should, what should we do? We should release the trigger. And what happens? Why there is a spring loaded mechanism inside, because when we release the trigger, it works like this, and it's ready for next shot. So it's not complex if compared with HKG11, but it's not so simple if compared with AK-47, AK-74, and so on. Even if compared with M16 and so on. Just let me check if you have. I hope Russian people also understand me, because my English is pretty simple, and if you have any questions you may ask in Russian. I will try to explain, also may repeat in Russian also some kind of small features and so on. Don't hesitate to do it. So okay, let's go to the next mode, is burst mode, and this is the key feature of this firearm, because I will explain because. Let me check how it works. What do we do to activate the burst mode? There is a selector, and we just rotate it a little bit and move. We have semi-auto, burst, and full auto. So we move it on the next position, and that's it. What does it do? It works with the plate. Yes, the plate now, you see, it moves. And if last time I've explained about disconnecting, so we had here the surface, which distance of this surface is make influence of the time when disconnector works. When the seer will catch the hammer. Now you see that this plate goes back, and timing will change for sure. Maybe some other parts will work, I'm not sure about it, but we will check now. So okay, we switch to the burst mode. Let's check what's happening when we press the trigger. I will hide the magazine, we don't need it right now. And it's like this. Let's press the trigger. So I think nothing strange here. the same. You will see it's the same. Trigger actuates through the plate on the sear. Sear goes down and disengages from the hammer. Hammer goes forward. Let's do this. Yes, it goes forward, strikes the firing pin. Firing pin strikes the cartridge. Gases goes. What is that? Yeah, that's it. It goes here from the gas tubes. There is a gas channel here, which the gas goes to the gas channel and forces the piston goes back. All the time the receiver also goes back. The same things are happening at the same time. The receiver goes back and this bolt will unlock. The bolt carrier goes back, and the main feature of it's the same as the HKG11, not to let recoil hit before 2 shots will be shot, because the main influence on the accuracy is the recoil, because with the recoil the shooter, as we are humans, we can't hold it very strong enough to avoid any influence of recoil. So this system with a rail is just make possible not to receive the huge amount of recoil force before 2 shots will be shot. So what we see here, we have the force from the gases and bolt carrier goes backward. And what is happening while we here we see extracting and then ejecting, another cartridge already goes to the barrel, and it's happening at the same time. This is the core feature of the AN-94. At the same time you see the magazine, the cartridge left the magazine already, and we still have some part of cartridge of the case, spent case, in the barrel. And that is why then when we have by the way, it's very interesting to understand how. I think I will show you later. On the receivers there is a surface which works against the case. Here there is a cut, and this is, it works like an ejector. And you see that we eject in the case, and another already goes forward, and system is still going back. And when it's going back, what is, I told you about timing. So this plate goes back a little bit, and we still, sear is still holding by this plate, so it cannot catch the hammer. And I also told you on the beginning that my thoughts about why this hammer is so large. The matter is then it's nothing holding here now, and it goes forward with the force of its spring. And you see also that the cartridge is not in the, it's not ready for firing. So everything goes here. And if we will check it carefully, the bolt is small. It's pretty interesting to check how such a small bolt works here. But the firing pin can be touched with the hammer, because here we should mechanism is designed in such a way that we only can have access to the firing pin when the bolt is locked. And here what is happening? it's locking, and only now the hammer will hit it. And we can check it in the next part. You see what's happening. So I think it is too heavy enough, just because it doesn't have so much traveling, because it's travel with all the time. It travels with let me show you. All this time it travels with the bolt carrier. You see? So it has only in the end it should force on firing pin. That is why it's pretty heavy enough. I think it's my thought. I am not sure, but I think it's reasonable. So, and all this process, everything is going here with the second shot. At the end, when we already have the second shot, on the now display the zero disconnecting from the trigger plate, and that means that the next shot after this shot, the hammer will be catched. You see? So again, we have a travel of the rail system with the receiver. When receiver traveling back, the disconnector disconnects from the trigger plate. What they did, they just changed the timing of disconnecting to make possible to hammers again hit the firing pin. And that is why we have two shots during traveling of the whole system back. This is the core feature. The same feature is on HKG11. And mechanism overall pretty, you see, not so simple because of this card, because of the system, a lot of parts we have to place it on the side, another spring, a pusher, we have to angle the magazine for this because we don't have place to situate, just to place it in a row like on all other weapons, and so on. A lot of design invention to make it possible, but what we have as a result, we have possibility to make two shots very quickly, because the it has about 2100 rounds per minute. We don't have this mechanism in World of Guns. It's very difficult to make it possible to realize for several technical reasons, but in full auto it shoots, we will check full auto later, it shoots like a 600 rounds per minute. In burst mode, like 2100 rounds per minute. So this whole system allows you to make more to make more damage to an enemy, because you have two shots and they are very accurate because no influence of the recoil to the weapon. Okay, I hope everything is clear. If something is very difficult for you, you may write me, I will explain one more time. Just wanna check that everything is okay here. Does it work? Yes, it works. Okay. So let's check how it works in full auto, and then at the end I will explain some features of the model. So let's go and try to move our selector to the full auto. What happens again? We unlock it and then move even more back. And while we're doing it, what happens? We have another distance for unlocking. You see that the plate goes back even more. We just have to understand how it works now. So something should not avoid catching. So we have different timing, first of all, and we have different speed. So it's worked like 2100 rounds per minute. Now it should work like 600 just. And let's go and check how it works. So we press the trigger. There's nothing difficult and nothing new here. We press the trigger and everything is the same. Everything is the same here, just disengage the hammer. Hammer will hit the firing pin. Firing pin the same, hit the cartridge and everything explodes here. Bullet goes forward, gases, the system will goes back, gases will force on a piston. Unlocking process started. Then it travels back. We have I will name it, maybe I will call it early feeding, because never saw on any other systems like this. So we have this feeding. But I don't see what will happen next. So you see that the hammer is not catched anymore. A bit strange. Ah, okay, I will explain. I forgot about this feature. Yeah, it's my mistake. When we switch to full auto, first two shots will be with 2100 rounds per minute. Why so? Because it's still not enough to disengage the traveling of the system, not enough to disengage the sear, and now you see what we already seen in a burst mode. So first two shots will be very quick. And only then, when the first shot and second will be fired, on the second shot, what happened? When the system goes back enough, the sear now is unlocked. And it's ready to catch next time, it's ready to catch the hammer. And it's catching it, you see, now it catched. And everything is ready for the next shot. The bolt will close now. And this system with the receiver goes forward, and here is the core feature what is happening. So something should always at the end unlock the sear to make possible to hammer to strike the firing pin. And here is the trick. When this whole system with the receiver goes back, we will have here, you see this angle surface, you see it. And we see here the spin. I think I should also. So the spin goes, and at the end it will be forced. Oh my god. The matter is that I released the fire button. And now I think we will not be able to see it. Yes. It should. Oh my god, how to make it? Let me press to show this process. I just will press the trigger. So we have one shot, second shot with a high RPM, and now we should have another shot. And here what we have, yeah, that's it. So we still press the trigger, and when the spin on the sear comes to this angle surface here, that's it. This one. It will be forced to rotate. And that is the process which will disengage the sear from the hammer. And when we have so slow RPM on the full auto, because it only will disengage when the whole system, well, receiver goes back. Not the bolt. Bolt will be ready much more faster because the mechanism of the cord, with the cord, with the spring, and this cartridge will be ready. But we should disengage the sear, and it will be disengaged on the last moment when this whole system goes back. Now we release the trigger. Yes. So what I do now, I will hold the trigger, and you will see first two shots with burst mode, like this burst mode, and then we will go to the full auto, regular full auto. Once again, I press the trigger, the first shot. Then we have fast feeding, another shot, and now we have this full auto. And now it will work like full auto. Yes, that's it. One, you see another, you see here some kind of swipe because of the system colors changes. But now it will not be visible. So I still press the trigger, and you may see how it works. Really, it was not very simple to understand how it works. But I've used this, the same method I've explained, working in a line. So it's everything goes in a line. We press the trigger, trigger works with plate, plate works with the sear, sear disengage the hammer, hammer will hit the firing pin hits the cartridge, cartridge explodes, the bullet goes forward, bullet gases pushes it, then the gases goes to the gas port. At the same time, the whole system with receiver goes back. The gases may activate the system with the feeding and extracting and ejecting. And here we have, when the whole system goes back, the disconnecting is working. So very simple. Overall, it's very simple. What can you see if we will hide, click and hide? You can see that this system with the barrel is moving, and you can see here the rails where it's moving. I will show you like this. So first two shots was much faster, and now we have our regular RPM. Okay, I think it was clear more or less. I try to explain as I see it, and in such a way when I try to understand the new weapon, I do the same. I'm going in a process, line process. Let me check if I have any kind of comments, many questions. Revolver, okay, the guy asked about OTS revolver, when will it be added. I'm not sure when sorry. I think it's have to finish the stream. A lot of talking, it's very difficult. We even don't know we have enough reference to build a 3D model, so I'm not sure when we are going to do this. So, any questions on Steam? Yes, our Steam users just watching. Okay. So, just let me explain some features of the model. We have here, we have folding stock. Nothing difficult here. The only thing you see that we have to worry about the angle of the magazine. So, it's a bit funny to see it. We have pretty strange, but it's okay. The rear sight. I don't know. Did we animate some kind of click mechanism for it? Let's see. Ah, yes, it has. It has a spring like this. Yes, and here is this click mechanism. Yes, it works also. Wow. Here it is. What else interesting here? We can use and install grenade launcher like this, and we have, if I'm not mistaken, bayonet. Yes, we have a bayonet mount. What else? We have rails for Soviet standard. Yes, here they are. And we can install some optic here, or red dot, or something like this. What also interesting here, and I did a special animation on the gases, and you can check it in a cutaway. Let's go to single semi-auto and go to slow motion. You see that this muzzle a bit strange geometry of it, and I'm not sure, I'm not expert of how effective it is, but I made an animation of what I'm thinking about it, and let me show you. So when the bullet goes forward and gases goes forward, I've made some kind of like this, you see. So it's just some kind of attempt to make some, to show how it maybe work. Oh yes, it should have here. Let me. Okay, now I understand here. So we have a coil here, and gas goes out of it, and it is forced to this is used to recoil also. So more or less I understand now. The only thing, I don't know what it's and how effective. You see that they are a bit displaced here. Okay, I think I already told you guys everything I knew about this model. We've checked. Okay, I will show you what is how safety works, and that's it. Safety here is some kind of lever, and it's pretty simple. It just lock the plate. Let's try to activate it now. So it's not allowed to trigger plate to move down and in such a way disengage the hammer. That's it. Also, you see that in such a way the trigger also is blocked. So nothing strange here and pretty usual, like you see really sketch case style. What else? I don't know what to tell more about, so it's enough for today. I think I will try to prepare next stream some interesting model design and to explain it, and maybe it will be interesting for you as well. You just have to check Steam. It's better to check news there, and maybe I will make announce in a day before, so not in an hour like I did today. Thank you for coming, thank you for watching. I hope everything was clear. If anything, and you have any suggestion, it's very easy to contact me in Discord, so go there and ask. Have a nice day, bye.